everybody, it's Diane. I am here making a master board because I started 3 little journals with a vintage theme. This is as far as I have got. The covers are just barely together. That's it. That's all I've done. So, but I had some time to film, so I thought, well, I need ephemera sooner or later for these. So I'm going to make a master board just because it's fun. Why not? Those kind of reasons. And if you're brand new to all this and you don't know what that means, it's just a big base and then you cut it up. That's it. Why people really do this, I don't know. It is kind of fun because you put things on and obviously you can control where you cut it. But generally speaking, if you're just cutting, you want ATCs and you just cut a specific size or something like that, you're not really sure what you're going to get. It's kind of fun to see what you get. And I just have a lot of vintage book pages here I was going to glue on. I may add a few focal type things. I may not. And do that once they're cut. I don't know. Marshmallow pudding a la Stanley. That's kind of funny. I didn't even say that. That's funny. And doesn't that sound like something silly in a old Laurel and Hardy movie? Stan is going to serve that for a dessert or something. Just agree with me. So I guess a lot of this video is watching Diane glue. That's exciting, and you've never seen that before on YouTube, have you? And I have no idea when this is going to air, but it is now August. Summer is sure going by fast. And we have locusts, aka cicadas, buzzing today, which I guess is just the time of year now, but it's really not hot today. It's like low 70s, and at the moment it's cloudy. It's not even sunny, so I don't know. Locusts are happy it's August, I guess. I don't know. I'm not. I mean, this year is going by very fast, as they always do, right? Oh, this is an old file folder piece. A shorthand book. Yeah, I had the thought to make some more journals for my shop, but I didn't know what style or anything, and so I just pulled out some scrapbook papers I have saved for covers. And I don't know, for some reason the vintage ones just appealed to me, so that's what I'm doing. And I know there's probably like one person who's going to say, Diane, about, I don't know, 5 or so videos back, 10 even, you said vintage stuff had lost its appeal for you. Yeah, I did. What can I say? At that exact point in time, it had. I was kind of tired of it. I didn't feel like doing anything with it. But I don't know, when I saw those scrapbook papers, I thought they were very pretty, so that's what I'm doing. She's fickle. I don't really plan on painting on this outside of gesso. That had crossed my mind, just the color, I guess white. This very old sheet music that's kind of crumbling before our eyes. Okay, let me look at it so I know which way. Well, this has a number on it. Okay, which way is up? Because I don't read music. Oh, is that side better? No. Okay. Yeah, I'm not looking through magazines. I can't criticize, light fixtures and stuff, can I? Yeah, I guess vintage, antique-looking light fixtures are really out, aren't they? From what I've seen in these magazines. Which is nice because I have a small hanging fixture in my entryway and then, a hall thing. They're not old. They're, 15 years old. But they're supposed to look vintage, so I'm right in style. Glue. I didn't think to get a paper towel. There's a surprise. Here's some old German. I wonder what that says. Der Baron war in die Würde. The Baron was in Turkey. Oh, it's a T. That's the old script, can you tell? Or alphabet. Kind of cool. Er war in Deutschland. Yeah, he was in Germany. Alright, Diane, stop reading German. Nobody cares. Well, if it was a French or Spanish book, I'd be in trouble. I don't know that. And speaking of which, I do have a French dictionary somewhere in this stuff. I won't read that. Oh, really, Diane? Please do. Here it is, right here. It's English to French. Or vice versa, I guess, right? Let me scan this quick and make sure it doesn't say anything offensive. Okay, I think we're safe. I think the very first thing I ever really used paper on, I backed a small bookcase and put it was a book on movie reviews, just paper all over the back of it, which looked pretty cool. And there was a movie, front and center. I forget which one it was. But it had, HE double hockey sticks right there in the middle. I didn't even think about looking. So I had to put a paper over that. Okay. Another book that's crumbling apart. That's an old receipt, I guess. It's a copy. Although the book is old too. So, do we get points for that? And what I'm really going to turn these into, I don't know. Do I want tags or journaling cards? Be one or the other, I guess. Or both. I might have enough for both because those journals are kind of small. I made them small on purpose. Just because I didn't want to kill myself making a big one. That's the reason. Although I'm making 3, so that sort of cancels that out, doesn't it? Well, watching someone glue in this crazy method and not talking isn't too fun, is it? We already tuned out. Bye. Gluey. Alright, is there anything offensive on this? I don't think so. Alright, maybe I'll save this, the mirrors, for focal stuff, so we don't run the risk of them getting cut. Kind of interesting. It says right there, looking glass. Doesn't say mirror. Gilder Looking Glass and Picture Frame Manufacturer. Pretty neat. 1812. Wow. Well, how are we coming here? Do I have a lot left to cover? Kind of, sort of. Guess we need a straight edge here. I'm not reading this. I hope it doesn't say anything naughty. It's a Shakespeare play. All right. Well, I got a couple magazines here. Should I just use up what I already pulled though? Chocolate souffle, apple or peach souffle. I have never made a souffle. Coffee mallow. Marshmallows, coffee, cream, and vanilla. Serve it like a pudding. Okay, there you go. You want to make coffee mallow? There it is. Ask me if I want to make coffee mallow. No, I do not. I don't drink coffee. I know. Diane, you get weirder with every video. I know. I'm probably the only person you know that now doesn't drink coffee. I don't. I don't drink tea either. iced or cold. Maybe I should. Maybe that's what's wrong with me, huh? And the way I'm doing this is Diane's method of lining everything up. When you make yours, you certainly don't have to do that. You could just put things on, you know, in any direction, anything. It doesn't, that's just the way my brain works. That's because I don't drink coffee, that's why. Oh, maybe we want this side. Yeah, that's more interesting. That should have been that art journal page I did a long time ago about something you don't know about me. That could have been it. I don't drink coffee. Okay, maybe I'll put a little sheet music up there. Alright, which way does it go? Alright, this way. Okay, getting there. That's it. And Diane, would you please stop tapping on your counter? It's really annoying. You're bothering us. Alright folks, we're getting there. Coming down to the wire. That's it. Well, what about sheet music? I'll save that. Okay, I'll glue this down and let you see it. Then I'm going to pause so it can dry a little bit. And I will trim up what I need to there in the corner. Oh, we missed a spot. I almost walked away with that. Left like that. I probably, oh, shoot, which way did it go now? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, that way because you cut a straight edge, stoop. I will definitely not, you know, finish this off or anything off camera because I don't know, like I said, if I want to maybe put a little gesso on, add a few focal images. I don't know yet. So I will come back and we can either do that or discuss the, you know, whys and wherefores, okay? All right, did I miss anything else? That area is kind of boring. Do we care? Well, you know what? I've got this little scrap here. Maybe I'll just put a little of that there. Okay, good enough for now. Okay, I'm going to do what I said. I'll be back. Okay, it's trimmed. I did add 2 of those mirrors. I think I am going to put on a few focal things. I've got some non-vintage, but supposed to look vintage stuff. And I do have a few actually old magazines. This one's from 32, I think. Somewhere it's, yeah, 1932. It's kind of scary. I have an old, it's a reproduction, but a Sears catalog. And, well, actually, I've got 2 of them. One I'm not cutting up. The other one I'm cutting up because they're exactly the same. I can't find the cut up one. I found the one, you know, I'm saving. I can't find the one that I cut up. So I think I have enough stuff here without it, even though I wanted to use that. And I'll probably find it the next time. It's in a cupboard over here. The next time I go in there, I'm going to go, oh, here it is. And that'll be too late. And I'm not really placing these in any certain spot. I thought these 2 maybe, if they're closer to the edge, they wouldn't get cut off. But other than that, I'm probably not going to put too much thought into this. And these are those stickers that are hard to peel. So let's play with that. Aha! Not bad. Kind of neat. And I've got other ones in here too that actually they were a different pack, but I put them all together. Oh, well, here we have duplicates. Might as well use this. I think it's part of a map. And if I can't, oh, there. I was just going to say, if I can't get these apart, I'll pause. I don't know, that's awfully what's the word? Not discernible? Something like that. Can't really tell what it is. Now this is map stuff. I thought I had one that was looked like tickets. So I don't know if that's in here too, or I couldn't find that either. I have to clean that cupboard out. It, you know, as organized as one might be, you know, you get whatever and shove it in there. Or let's just say I've got maps in there and I came across a few more, so I just shoved them in the pile, and before you know it, you know, it's all jumbled and you don't know where anything is, and that's what's happening in there. This is obviously that. Yeah, some of this stuff is so little. I mean, but maybe for something like this, that would be good, right? I think I opened this upside down. Well, what else? I mean, look at how little that is. And it's not cut right either. Yeah, Linda, that bugs me, and I'm going to trim it up. She knows who she is. Alright. And this will probably get cut off and look totally ridiculous when it's done. We'll see. Look at this one. Don't breathe too heavy, you're going to blow it away. Parcel post. No, I don't really want mail. I'll save that for something else. You can't see what I'm doing, can you? Special delivery now. Crown Diamonds. I don't know what that is. That's not cut very well either. And if you have a printer, you can probably find stuff like this on the internet and print it out if you don't have, you know, a packet. Go ahead. Yeah. Well, what else is in here? A fake stamp. I've got, oh yeah, actually I have real, as you know. You've all seen them. Real postage stamps. I didn't think of that. Maybe I should grab those, huh? Oh. Normally I wouldn't bore you with putting this stuff away, but I can't get these magazines because I put it on top of the magazines. That was brainy. Sorry. Okay. Make dollhouse ephemera. Oh, we missed a pointing hand. That's little too. Wow. And two, some of that stuff I have, that's not bad. I had another one of his packs that had more like a hook type opening, you know, to hang it. And I had little things falling out of there. Like, you gotta watch that. I'm not cutting those up. For anyone going, oh, those are really cool, put that on. No. I think I scanned those, but I'm not totally sure, so I'm not going to do that. Well, this picture of Schubert. This is a music magazine. And if you missed, I explained once, I had a few of these. I picked up at a garage sale and I tried to sell them. Very reasonable. Nobody ever bought them, so nobody cares. I have scanned a few pictures and things out of them. One nice thing about these, they don't really glare, right? Miss Vola Vota. When do you ever see that in a magazine? Miss somebody. Never. This won't turn. There. Now, what about a little bit of a bigger text? Miller Music Department S. The flower looks pretty. I should put another flower on, shouldn't I? Alright, that's kind of neat. Well, what about this address? 62 West 45th Street. I'm sorry, I don't know what town it's in. There are probably a lot of towns that have a 45th Street, right? Well, where'd those flowers get to before we forget about that? Here. I don't really have a ton. Sorry, that's the daily truck. Actually, he's a little early. All right, that's very pretty. Very nice. Oh, I don't know what we're barking at. Let me pause. Okay, sorry about that. I threw on another ticket and I found the book. It was where it was supposed to be. It was in the back. I just didn't see it. Like I have to explain it, but I didn't. So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff in here. I don't know. You just have to decide. I think those are a little large. I will say the printing is a little subpar, but I don't know. Maybe that makes it look more vintage, huh? Look at those. I'm so glad those are not in style. I have a wide foot. I would be in big trouble. Big trouble with those. Of course, maybe I should save this for more like a journaling card or something, not let it get cut up, right? Yeah, that'd probably be smart. And not let it get cut up. And you can quote me. I don't know why you'd want to, but you can. Feel free. Oh, trunks. Kind of neat. Let's just pick one. Alright, maybe one or two other things, and then I think I should have got paint while I was off. I was kind of thinking of maybe grabbing brown paint. I know I had mentioned gesso, but grabbing some brown paint and making it look stained. Possibly gesso too, but it crossed my mind. Too big, too big. You want a wringer washer thing? Aren't we all glad we don't have to do that anymore? I am. I never even had to. That's the best part. Okay. Well, here's some houseware stuff. Well, it's pan on the bottom. We'll just take that. Looks like spongeware. True blue enameled ware. Apparently it was blue. I wonder how much that costs. I can't read it. Just a minute. It's so important, Diane. Put your glasses on and read it. Wow. Depends on what size you get, obviously, but 41 cents, 48 cents, 24 cents, 20 cents. Okay. And it probably lasted forever, too. Although I know those chip. I do know that, but... Okay. Going to pause, get brown paint that I forgot, and come back. Okay, let's see if I can hurry up and do this before my husband comes home. He's due home, and he doesn't know I'm filming, so he'll walk in and talk and ruin this great scene I'm doing here. And I suppose you could do this with ink. I'm sure that's very doable, possible, but I'm more proficient in paint, so I'm painting. I probably will ink the edges when all is said and done. I don't know how it'll take on those stickers, if it'll just sort of rub off. Or if it will catch, he'll grab it all. I don't know. I doubt it. Okay, let's spatter a little. Yeah, that's a little. Like, not at all. Come on. There we go. Alright, that's kind of cool. Do we want any white? What does anybody think? I mean, it's right here. Sometimes white can look too like something was kind of damaged. I think, anyway, or something got on it, like, oh, I don't know, gesso. Especially if you don't blend it in and make it look splotchy. I think, anyway, that's my opinion. Okay, I think that's pretty adequate because I'm cutting it up, so I don't know exactly what will end up where. So I think I'm going to stop, let it dry, cut it, and then we'll either do a show and tell, or I may add 2 things. I don't know. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, here they are, cut. I did give some thought to where I wanted to cut. I mean, this one, ideally, I would have had a little more room over here, but, that's what happens when you do this masterboard technique. So I think these 4 I'm going to make into tags, just because, I take it back, not this one. These 3 I'm going to make into tags because there's not a whole lot going on in the corners, and I think the shapes are pretty good for a tag. These 5 I'm going to make just sort of probably like journal cards. Okay, so I'm going to cut the corners. If I could find my scissors. And this morning I could not find these to save my life. It turned out I had set them down in a drawer. I don't know where my brain was. And I showed them to you this way before I did this kind of stuff, just so you could see what they look like, just cut apart. Because you could leave them that way. Okay. punch a hole right away. Yeah, this one might be a little awkward. Yeah, for this one, I think I will put fabric and either staple or sew it. That's a good idea. And I've learned to do this on the back because I don't measure. I mean, I'll do that with this one too. And it's easy to get distracted with stuff. So if you do it from the back and you don't measure, it's a little easier to eyeball it. All right. So I have to decide what I want to put, what else I want to put on. I even thought of maybe some fabric. Actually, it goes this way. And just for the record, the paint on those sticker things worked pretty well. It's there. It's not really being scraped off. I'm surprised. Okay. I'm not going to sew on camera. What else? I mean, that's way too boring. I could even get out my scrapbook paper with flowers and that kind of thing too. But I thought it would be kind of neat to try to stay strictly vintage. Those are too big. You can't really see, can you? Oh, here's some clocks. Oh, that would do something. Wow, look at that. The beauty. One of the finest and most beautiful clocks ever manufactured. And I can't read the price, can you? Just a minute. Like, getting old is really convenient. I still can't read it. $6.65. Okay. I guess that sounds plausible. That's $5.75. Okay, can we all sleep better tonight? We know how much that clock costs. Maybe. Now this one, maybe, you know, just another flower or something, and that would be fine. This one could use something. Well, what about a clock? I'm not going to fussy cut right now. And actually, I don't have that much time right now anyway. I got to pop off. That was on there. That's pretty good. Too big, too big. A zither. I don't think we want any kind of arms. Well, for as much stuff as is in here, it's not helping much, is it? You're just being too picky, Diane. Well, alright, what about a hat for this guy? Boys or youth's hat. This one's kind of nutty. Stetson sombrero. Wow. That stuff's too little. Well, oh, there's more hats. Oh, these are ladies' hats. Trimmed, outing, and untrimmed hats. No, not cutting it. Well, see, this is something I should probably scan, right? Because otherwise I'm going to cut into something. Summer corsets. I actually didn't know there was a difference. Did you? Well, here's a vintage lady. Alright, where should we put her? Maybe here? Okay. Girls. Oh, they called it Mrs. back then. Girls and Mrs. I didn't know that. That's kind of interesting. Well, how about these two together? Because their skirts kind of are into each other anyway. Maybe there. I'm not sure. I should have printed this better so I could cut it out. Dear Sears from, 1910, please print your mini catalogs differently so I can cut them for collage. Well, okay, we're getting towards the end of this. Boy, look at that. Look at all the work on that. I imagine that's some sort of press thing though, right? Acme Royal Range. Farm equipment. Carriages. Alright, what about a 3-spring wagon? And who today even knows what that means? I don't. Okay. Maybe there. So I think that one maybe just flowers. Okay, that's it for the catalog. My flowers are not conveniently located. I think I'll pause. I will find a flower. These two need something too. My stamps are right here. Just a minute. Maybe a postage stamp. This is looking a little Americana with the eagle and the star fabric there. I have these marked. Here it is. That's kind of cool. I don't know if it's a little too dull. Yeah, I think that's something like that is better. 15 cents. 29, it's going up. Maybe like 2 or something. 18. Alright, that's actually kind of neat. Now that one on the end, what do we think of that? I don't know. Sorry if you hear some of my neighbors working outside. And we apparently are in a flight pattern. There's all kinds of planes going over me. Well, we have famous people with a famous person. What would that do? That's not... Actually, I kind of like that. It's like they're wearing the same kind of tie and they're... Okay, fine. 20 cents. Okay, I will look for a scrap of paper flower. Well, you know what? I'm right here. Is there a stamp of a flower? That would match, you know. You know what I mean, right? I think we need a little color. Can you see? Sorry. Diane, we can't see for the millionth time. That could be nice. No, too dull. It could be, but it's not. Oh, well, actually, that matches really well. Okay. Okay, that's a little small. Maybe that could take some ribbon or washi. Alright, I'm going to pause. I have to leave anyway, I mentioned. I will fussy cut this stuff, put it on, do some sewing. They very well could be done when I get back. Especially if they, you know, finish themselves off. Okay, I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, they're done. No, they didn't finish themselves off. I did it. So anyway, they're, you know, actually pretty nice, I think. I stitched around all of them. I added some random numbers with rubber stamping. I rounded the corners on that one. This is the only one that I actually did a, you know, hole and have a thing in there. It's not really a hanger, it's just fabric. This one, this was another tag one, but I didn't want to punch a hole, so I was going to do fabric. That still would have covered that, so we did nothing. And that one. So I will say, for the lady that said she was tired of vintage stuff, I think these turned out pretty cool. So there, never say never. Okay, group, thanks for watching. Have a nice day out there.